So today I want to talk to you about why having a spiritual practice really is like one of the key pieces to having a luxury mindset. And remember, a luxury mindset is a person who is grounded, who feels self-assured, who has an amazing relationship with themselves. They feel very self-accepted, they feel safe within their body. They just know who they are. So they move, right? Luxury mindset is a woman who can move throughout life really just embracing uncertainty and knowing what to do in any given moment. Not saying that she never has a bad day, like absolutely not, but really just someone who knows how to go, with the punches, who knows how to not take too much to heart or attach too much to when things really, really are happening well. You know, they know that this is a ebb and flow of life, good things happening, not great things happening, and they don't really cling too tight to a good thing or a bad thing ever. They just understand that life has its ups and downs, and they know how to stay like even keel through the good stuff, through the not great stuff, through a lot of wins, right? And they don't get too egotistical. And when things aren't working out how they planned, some unexpected setbacks have happened. Yeah, they're going to have their bad days, but they know that this is a season. It's not it's temporary, right? So this is why it's so important to have a spiritual practice, something that is your go-to on the day-to-day that really helps you to regulate your nervous system, and that also has you feeling connected to something bigger than yourself. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about, be a super religious person, being super Catholic, super Christian, super fill in the blank, whatever religion you're thinking about. I'm not talking about just that. And I'm also not talking about being very like fairy dust, spiritual, all is good, everything happens for a reason. There's something on the other side, and it's just let me fully surrender and just let life happen. I'm not saying that either. Okay. Having a spiritual practice is what helps you get into a state of mind to where you feel grounded, you feel regulated, you feel safe, and you also feel capable and you trust yourself of taking personal responsibility and accountability for the part you play in your life and the results that happen in it. But it's not just you. You are also working with a higher power. Okay. So let me give you a specific example. So for me, I'm not a super religious person. I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't pray before my meals. Although I will say this, when my family and I visited Vermont a few weeks ago, we had dinner with some of my family there, and their 16-year-old son said this beautiful prayer before dinner, and I just was melting over it, because for a 16-year-old boy to have such a thoughtful, heartfelt prayer before dinner, just, it got me. So I love that type of spiritual practice. And I respect that religion. They're very Christian, and I just love experiencing that when I'm invited into that type of energy and belief system within someone's home. I just love it. So I appreciated that. And it's a beautiful memory that I have. And it's not something that I practice on a regular basis. For me, and I'm just sharing from my own personal experience, and I'm just sharing like personal story to give you some examples and just to have you think about, okay, what do some spiritual practices look like, or what's, available to me. If you need to know some options available to you to that really like seems like it fits you, right? So for me, I Again, I don't pray to God. I don't go to church. I don't do prayers before meals. But to me, what is a deep spiritual practice I have is really getting quiet and still on my mat, my yoga mat, every morning. Not gonna lie, it's not every morning because my daughter wakes up before me sometimes, and I skip yoga for that day, and I actually feel it too. So when I do skip my quiet time, my 15-minute yoga practice on the mat, like I don't like that. But I'm human, we got to leave space for error. But that's what it is for me. Really connecting with my breath, really moving energy through my body, really doing stretches that have me feeling strong and just releasing things that need to be released, and also just really getting flexible. That helps me to feel safe and open and curious. That's what a yoga practice does for me. Um, and that is a big part of my spiritual practice. Another big, I shouldn't say big, but another spiritual practice I have that I really have been loving lately are my daily walks. Now, I've always walked just about every day, but I've always done it with the AirPods, listening to a podcast or something, consuming something. But for the past, I honestly don't even know, maybe almost a month now, I walk without the headphones. I'm with Mother Nature. I'm with the birds. I'm with the wind. I'm with hearing kids, laugh. I'm with hearing really loud, hip hop music. I'm with sirens. I'm with construction. Like I'm with all of that. And when I'm just like aware and I open all my senses and I'm really present, that really has strengthened my connection to a higher power, something bigger than myself. And although I don't particularly enjoy all the noises all the time on these walks that I take, I feel that they're very important and that it has done something to me in a good way. It's made me more empathetic, more present, more patient, more compassionate, more friendly, and really just feel more safe too, like spiritually safe, but also like physically. So, because I'm hearing what's happening. And it's just really helped me to feel more connected and just watched over, right? I feel like whenever we are consuming a ton of content, we lose our connection to God, to Mother Nature, to the universe, fill in the blank what it is for you. When we're always consuming news, social media, podcast, just content, we are slowly losing our connection to a higher purpose, to our sense of safety, and to our sense of just feeling like regulated. Okay. So that's really all I wanted to share is that, I mean, there's more ideas. They're just not coming to my mind right now. I didn't really plan out like verbatim this video, but I just wanted to like bring into, context. Spiritual practice isn't just religion or being super airy fairy and just surrendering and trusting in something greater than yourself, and you sit back and you just want to manifest and hum all day. No, I think that's actually this might not sound, I mean, I do want to be respectful in saying this, but I also want to be very honest. I think that's irresponsible if you are just surrendering. Well, if you are giving up, right, and not taking any type of personal responsibility or accountability for your life and, the relationships and things in it. I think a spiritually grounded, aware person takes full responsibility and accountability for how they show up on the day to day. Yet they also know that it's not just them. They know how to release control, do what it is that they feel they need to do and that they are capable of doing, and they stretch themselves and they push themselves. And they also know that They don't have control over when something will happen and how it will happen. They just trust. And it's easier to trust in life. It's easier to trust in, getting the things you want, or trust in having, desired outcomes when you are grounded. You feel, regulated. Okay. And you also have a connection and a relationship to something bigger than yourself. God, the universe, nature, animals, spirits, whatever it is. Okay. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments, like, what are you taking away from this? Or feel free to add, like, what do you do? What have you found that has really helped you? Please share it below in the comments, because it can really help another woman watching this. And, again, I'm just sharing with you from my personal experience, my belief system, what I have done. Oh, I do want to say this. This has been huge for me. I started this in 2025 to really deepen my connection to something bigger than myself. I had to, like, for me, it was quitting drinking. I was just a once or twice a week drinker, wine, a glass or two, sometimes more. But I gave that up because it wasn't, I just had like hangovers. And when you're 40, alcohol hits different. I have so much energy back. And I also just feel like I definitely have deepened my connection and relationship to a higher power, because I no longer had that substance in my body. And it's not affecting my brain and also my nervous system. So just a little side note there, that has been huge. If you really want to like speed up your process on building a deeper relationship and connection to something bigger than yourself, try to eliminate any, substance that isn't like good for you. In my opinion, I don't think alcohol is that great. Okay. Again, if this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe. In my video next week, which will be wrapping up this luxury mindset series, I do want to talk about career focus, career pivoting, working in a career, doing on a day-to-day what really feels in alignment and meets your values. How I've been able to do this and create this in my own life, doing what I love, transitioning from finance to helping women change their lives, what that looked like, why I did it, why I started doing this work, and how I did it, and how it's so important, maybe not right away, because it's a process to work up to a career pivot, because we all need to, make sure our basic needs are met, and just we want to feel financially secure. But I think ultimately working towards a vocation that is in alignment with your values is very, very important to live a fulfilling, meaningful, purposeful life. So if you want to hear about that, subscribe, and then you'll get a notification of that video next week. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video next week. Bye for now.